your boy Alex. I ain't made no YouTube videos in quite a while because I'm still filling out job applications, and I wanted to make another YouTube video. Don't worry, I will eventually get to a video about what's going to happen in next year's NBA Finals. Yes, the Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship 24 hours ago, and I already made a video to tell you that I thought the Raptors would have had to win it in 7 games or Golden State would win another title. So I kind of already hinted at either Golden State would win it or the Raptors would win it. But I'll make an actual legit video if you guys still want me to. Some people will say it really doesn't matter. Some will say it does matter. But the point, today's YouTube video is going to be called Sex Game Be a Wolf or a Loser. Now you might ask, why am I naming a video like that? Because there are some men that are still confused in the dating game. I made a video called Sex Game Winners versus Losers, and I guess you can call this a prequel or a sequel to that video. Because in this one, I wanna explain from a different point of view what makes the guy that people call an asshole and a jerk different from a guy who just wants to play by the rules and gets railroaded by the system, and why the guy that's a wolf seems to get more respect versus a guy who just wants to play by the rules to get respect but gets less respect. So you can kind of say this is more like a respect video in a way, where it ain't just sex, it's sex, respect, money. So if you think it's just about how to get laid, it is, but then some guys complain, I want to get laid and I want the respect. Then there's some guys that go, I want to get laid and get the respect and I want the money. So I thought, why not talk about all three all at once? So that way I can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Now, let's talk about why you should never be a loser. See, when guys get jobs, right? Particularly if you're a black man in this society, or if you're Latino, or if you're Asian, and then this video is for all races of men, so I don't want no one to be thinking I'm racist or biased in any mere shape or form. I don't condone that crap on my YouTube channel. This is for black men, white men, Latino men, Asian men, Indian men. I don't care if you're from planet Mars, and yes, I'm going to use Dragon Ball Z. Doesn't matter if you're from planet Vegeta, this video is for a man. If you're a man, this video is for you. I don't care if you're a criminal, this video is for a man, okay? From the age, let's see, age 18 to 29, I'm going to extend the age limit. I guess we could say 45 to 50. We'll see at the end of this video. We shall see. Now, a lot of guys complain at their job they want 40 hours a week. And most jobs, 80 to 85% of the time, they're not going to give you full-time position unless you got the background and the experience. Most of the time it's part-time work or seasonal work. And the loser just accepts part-time or seasonal work but doesn't try to expand on that. And then he wondered why the females just ignore him, don't pay him no attention, won't talk to him, won't acknowledge him, you know. And most guys don't know what to do when a woman plays mind games or a shit test. I've already made a YouTube video about it. But I guess there's some stuff that I could have added into that video. Then I would have to make a mind games, or should I say shit test versus mind games part 3. But we'll put some of that into this video. And that is, a lot of times women want to see what they can get away with. They also want to see how you react if I do something to you that you don't like. Now, in my last video, I talked about what if a woman make you wait 3 months for sex, 5 months for sex, or a woman intentionally on purpose go 6 months, 9 months, or if she's an evil, cold, vindictive bitch, she might make you go 2 years, 5 years, you might go 10 years before she even think about letting you have some sex. That's what being a loser is. You just follow the rules, you play by the system, and you get screwed 4 ways from Sunday. Translation, you get fucked 4 ways from Sunday. And what I've understand about people in society is that they don't care if it's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, that this is happening to you. They really don't care. They don't care if you live. They don't care if you die. You could walk across the street and the light could say it's time for you to walk. And most people that have a car, they don't think you should have the right of way to cross the street. They'll try to run you out of the street when they know it's your time to walk, which that's a sign of being disrespectful. And they don't care that it's a sign of disrespect. Then you have some guys like me that will stand in the middle of the street and look at the person that's in the car and go, if I ever see you in the neighborhood again, me and you gonna have some words, and I'm gonna turn into Venom from the movie. And you already know what Venom did at the end of the Venom movie, so I don't have to tell you. You've seen the movie Venom. Use your imagination. And a lot of times these men be like, why a woman want to see how I react, or what would I do? And sometimes a girl will say, what would you do if I did this to you? How long will it be before you reach your breaking point? And what you have to understand, I'm going to tell you how a man becomes a wolf. And this might come to a shock to you. One of the most common ways that a man becomes a wolf, not just in nature, but in life, is when a woman keeps putting him in the friend zone. Not just rejecting him and won't give him no play, you know, say no when he say, can I take you out to lunch and dinner? Can we hang out at the bar? Can we just hang out for a cup of coffee? Not when a woman just says no to all that, but puts the guy in the friend zone. He becomes a wolf. And the reason why he becomes a wolf is because he is sick of the disrespect. He is sick of being ignored by people in society. He is tired of people telling him no. So what is that guy does when he becomes a wolf? He does the one thing that you don't expect. He starts to act like the guys from the mob movies. You know, those old 1970, 1980 gangster classic films. Even if you take some of the gangster films of the 1990s, movies like Public Enemies, White Heat, one of my own favorite classical movies, White Heat, where the main villain gets on top of some type of building and it's a power plant, and throughout the whole entire movie, every time they sent a police officer to try to stop him, he always took out the police officers. But they get an idea to get an undercover cop to become an FBI agent and decide to make him become criminal to stop a criminal. And when the villain saw that he was manipulated, even though he was manipulated, and even when it was prior knowledge towards the middle of the movie that he found out the big secret that took him almost a whole year, that one of the bad guys is actually really a good guy in disguise, some part of him actually had respect for the guy. That even though he could have killed him at any time, the fact that he allowed it because it was a challenge to him. And at the end of the movie, when he saw that he could not beat the guy, all he could say is, I'm on top of the world, Mom. And what happened? The power plant exploded with him dead. Now, it took a long time for that to happen in the movie, White Heat, because he made him kill his brother. He made him kill his best friend. He made him dump his girlfriend. He made him get rid of his mistress. And basically, throughout the whole movie, he's manipulating the villain by becoming a villain. And that's how he was able to rid the world of one bad threat. He had to become one to get rid of one. Now, I'm not saying you need to be doing exactly the prime example in the movie White Heat. Just so you know, that's how the movie Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro got remade. It's basically off of that film. They loved the movie White Heat so much that 30 years later they remade the film and just called it Heat. You know, they took some story plot, some elements from the movie. You know, good guy got to become a bad guy in disguise. You know, bad guys hitting banks, committing scores. Bad guy falls in love with a girl and the girl finds out his big secret. You know, they wanted to change it up so it wouldn't sound too obvious. You know, we all know Al Pacino ended up being the good guy that kills the bad guy, and we know Robert De Niro's character dies at the end of that movie. Now, you might say, Alex, why are you using gangster reference films for this video? To try to explain to most men that you need to take the mentality, the mind frame of those characters and use that for everyday life, not just for sex, but for respect and for life. And you'll, for the most part, you will succeed than the average person. Now, when a man sees that a woman doesn't find him physically sexually attractive, or a woman does find him physically sexually attractive, and if she keeps rejecting him, and I mean not just once, but she rejects him 5 times, 10 times, 15, 20 times, and she keeps doing it to him 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and all she wants to be is just friends, so she places him in the friend zone. At some point, he's going to get sick and tired of being in the friend zone. And he's not going to keep questioning or asking her why you keep just wanting to be friends. Why you keep letting all these other men that are assholes and jerks to lunch and dinner, but you won't do it with me. What he'll do is what she doesn't suspect he'll do. Now, it's no big secret that most men are sexually frustrated. It's no secret that most men that become rich and famous, whether you're a multi-billionaire or a millionaire, most men start paying for sex after a while. Once you get in your late 30s, early 40s, 50s, or 60s, you start paying for sex. You get sick of that going to the nightclubs, because if you do it in your 20s and your 30s, at some point it's supposed to help you achieve something. Then you get told in the Latino community and the black community, just go to church. And we all know that's bullshit, because when you go to church, you just get women that got 3 kids, 7 kids, 10 kids. That don't do you no good. So you get sick of that. And then finally you bypass all that dumb bullshit and you decide, I'm just gonna start paying for sex. Now, most women will laugh and make fun of you and say you ain't got no game, you're weak, you're desperate. And the reality could be you could have a lot of game and the girl just don't want to give you the opportunity that you're looking for. This is when you got to take that concept from the movie White Heat and just apply it. And this is what you'll find out. The woman will never have sex with you if you buy sex and you have sex with those prostitutes. And I'm not talking about those prostitutes on the street where the girl's an undercover police officer or an undercover FBI agent. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that you see in the movies and television show depiction. The ones that they call a $1,000 prostitute. The one where you got to pay almost literally thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. I'm talking about those high-class prostitutes. You know, the girls that dresses up as a nurse, those prostitutes. What you'll find out is, at some point, the woman will show you some respect. You ever ask yourself why a woman would first laugh and make fun of you, but then turn around and show you some respect 6 months later, or a year later, or 2 or 3 years later? All of a sudden, she show you some respect because you show her this attitude called you don't give a fuck. And when you show the attitude that you don't give a fuck, that you don't ever get her, and you display it and you show it every day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, she respects you for it. Now, that don't mean she gonna give you her phone number and let you take her out to lunch and dinner. It doesn't mean that. What it means is you're gonna get some respect. And the last time I checked, it's better to get some respect than to get absolutely nothing. That's what it means. What it also means is other people will take you more serious. You're not just gonna sit around and let someone just make you into a charity case. Most men in their 20s and 30s become a charity case because they never had the critical thinking skills or the social skills and the killer instinct to become something great in life, because they just wanted to play by the rules, work their ass off, and then let the rewards come that way. And sometimes in life, things don't always go the way that you plan. So what happens is, I'm gonna use 50 Cent's movie, Get Rich or Die Trying. In that movie, did 50 Cent sit around and wait to get a driver's license? Or did he take some money and just bought him a car and said, I'll just deal with the driver's license part later? The answer is he bought a car and said, the hell with the driver's license. You know, he didn't have time for that. And what I'm saying is, now in the real world, you're gonna have to have money and you're gonna have to have a driver's license in order for you to get the car. What I'm saying is, losers are guys who become charity cases. If you don't try an alternative. I also made a video called Always Have a Plan, and that video seemed to kind of like fall on deaf ears, because I tried to explain it in that video and people just bypassed that video and just completely ignored it when they should be listening to the video. So this is like another video saying be a wolf or a loser. Wolves, lone wolves, don't sit around and wait for someone to give them food and water. What a wolf does is they go out into the wild and they go find some water. And it might take that wolf 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles. It might even be 50 miles. But that wolf is going to find some food and water. And in a lot of those stories, the wolf has got to fight people or fight other animals for that food and water. A charity case is someone who will say, no one's giving me no food and water, and then expect someone to give them some food and water. If a wolf sees that no female wolf wants to mate, that wolf is not just going to sit there in that part of the location and wait for that female wolf to give him sex. What is that male wolf going to do? That wolf is going to migrate to another location, another area, and find someone that will give him exactly what he wants, even if he has to hurt another male wolf in the process. Now, I'm not saying for you men to actually do that in real life, because you'll go to jail. You'll go to federal prison for years without the possibility of parole. So what I'm saying is, you need to have the mentality, the mind frame of it. Other words, what I'm saying is, wolves go out to hunt. Losers are like sheep. You know how they say, be a wolf or be a sheep or be a lamb? Well, wolves, they adapt. They adapt to situations. When a wolf sees that, okay, I talked to this girl and she put me in the friend zone, that wolf is not going to sit around no more when it comes to girl number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. The wolf is going to talk to at least 12 to 13 women. He's not going to just sit around and wait for this one to hurry up and give him a chance. He's going to talk to as many women as he needs to until someone has the light bulb turn on and give him what he wants. And I'm saying most men, if you become a wolf, you'll be more successful. If you end up becoming a loser, it's because you know, the wolf don't wait for someone to give him food and water. The wolf goes out. Same thing in the job world. If you know you want 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, you're going to have to go all over the world until someone gives you your opportunity. Now, when a woman finds out that you do pay for sex, and I already made a YouTube video about it, what happens is that woman still can't understand why you did it, but then as time goes on, she does understand why you did it. You just get the respect. Now, losers, mostly nice guys and good guys, they wait 10 years, they wait 15 years, they wait 20 years. Extreme cases, 25 to 30 years later, they wait for the girl to finally give them sex. Guys that have that wolf mentality, the lone wolf, they don't wait for that period. They just migrate and adapt to a new location. Let me switch the wolf out and put the man in, if you're a player or a bad boy. Let's say you live in Los Angeles, California, your whole entire life. And let's say none of the women here find you physically, sexually attractive, or they find you physically, sexually attractive, but every time you say, can I take you out to lunch and dinner? The answer is always hell no. Can I go out to the bar with you? Hell no. Can I have a cup of coffee? Hell no. Can we at least walk and talk? Hell no. Well, what's going to happen? At that point, the man's going to get sick and tired of the woman doing that stupid, dumb bullshit and get on an airplane and go to New York City. Go to a completely new environment where nobody knows who he is and change up his whole way of thinking. Then he'll go to Chicago. Then he'll go to Miami. He'll go to different parts of the world until he finds a female who does like his sex appeal, that does like his social skills, his critical thinking skills. While all the women in Los Angeles keep saying no, when they get word that he's in a new city, in a new state, they still will never give him what he wants, but he got something back in return. It's called respect. Now that woman respects the fact that he's not going to sit back and wait 10 years later, 15 years later, 20 years later, extreme cases 25 to 30 years later. He's not going to sit back and wait no more, because wolves, lone wolves, they don't believe in waiting. They don't believe that a woman should make them wait that long for mating. And I'm talking about the mind of an animal, of a wolf. And most men who get called, you're an asshole, you're a jerk, most guys don't believe that they should wait 10 years later, 15, 20 years later. And I'm saying it's the same thing when it comes to money. And if you want respect, if someone's not respecting you, you got to ask yourself why they're not respecting you. And sometimes you shouldn't really care if someone respects you or not. Just the fact that you don't care if you're not getting no respect is how you get the respect. Versus, man, respect me. Man, look at the movie Riddick. In all those Riddick's movies, I don't think he cared if he lived or he died. And people recognize that he don't care. Like, he actually doesn't care. And they all of a sudden cared about this individual because he doesn't care about himself. Now, I'm not saying because I said Riddick means you should just go ahead and become the character Riddick. I'm talking about his situation of survival. I'm talking about the way he would fight and thrive to survive in a society where they don't care if you live or if you don't. I'm saying the situation. So this was just to make a video, because pretty soon I'm gonna head to work. And don't worry, give me Monday. I'll know for sure, because I have a feeling my supervisor might try to make me work this Saturday or Sunday coming up. So if you don't get no video after this, it's not on purpose. It's my working situation. I got to look for a new job, because the one I'm working at currently is going out of business. And what I just said, have that wolf mentality. Till then, peace.